Hi there, I'm Ash Barker. Welcome to Winston Green. You're in our yurt, a Mongolian round tent. It's where we meet for a church. Normally each Sunday. At the moment it's used for food distribution for about 90 households here in Winston Green in inner city Birmingham. And one of the challenges from Shane that I always find challenging, at least, is that he says we don't have a compassion problem, we have a proximity problem. And I think it's a proximity not just physical, but it's spiritual, and it's where we invest our lives. To see the kind of changes in urban areas like this is immense. It's not simply a hit and run kind of thing. We need to invest our lives and be connected with people in ways that will make a difference for years and decades and actually even generations. I think when we look at the world at the moment, the density of population where people are living, the hyper-diversity, the gap between rich and poor, these things make urban contexts like Winston Green and where so many Eden teams are really complex places of discipleship and mission. And so if we're really going to see God's kingdom come in a place like this, there are huge challenges ahead of us. I think the four challenges for all of us are, can we stay close to Jesus? Will we go the distance and sustainable, resilient discipleship? I think that D is very important as much as the others about the context. So I think, so one of the things I've been doing is getting up early in the morning in this time. I really feel like it's a cocoon time where we can prepare and rework our routines and habits and disciplines and slowly build up to the kind of life that will make a difference. So I'll be getting up at 5 in the morning, and I've had a deeper sense that the call to see change will come from the grassroots, come from the edge, come from the margins, and that urban leaders, emerging urban leaders, are the people to invest in. And if we can just see and provide things that they can't provide for themselves, things like connections, things like skills and worldviews, things like greater self-awareness tools, that people can know their gifts and skills and talents, what God has given in their hands, and that they can be released in new and fresh ways. So I've been praying early and getting up early to see that, because I need to stay close to Jesus at this time. I need Jesus' heartbeat and vision for what's going on. I need to be continually converted to the poor as well. And that conversion, to follow Jesus, takes us to the points of suffering and vulnerability. Around the world at the moment, obviously the UK is really struggling, but where I came from in Bangkok, before I came here, I was 12 years in Klong Toi slum, some of 100,000 people in a square kilometre. You think we have safe distancing problems here, could you imagine what's happening there at the moment? And for the 1.2 billion people living in urban slums, I mean, this couldn't be worse. And so how we help mobilise people to go and stay and invest with actual people. It takes people to reach people, it takes communities to reach communities. And so this conversion to the poor, I think, is another great challenge. We find very quickly we can't do this by ourselves. And so the conversion to community, conversion to going at the pace of trust, working with the grain of a culture and a community and a place is really important. And I think finally it is that conversion to a place that there is, the old Celts call a resurrection place, a place where you belong, a place where you can grow old and die, and the visions and hopes that you have for the community may not happen in our lifetime, but in the great resurrection, the great day of the Lord, when all things will be put to right, that place you invested in will see the fruits of the kingdom come and God's will being done. So I wish you all the best. And, I do have one prayer that might be a bit naughty. I do pray that the Premier League will be made null and void and Liverpool are not champions. Thank you.